Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Misty. This is my channel, Misty at Skeeter Jones. And today I'm bringing to you finally the special project with GiGi's Gems that I've been talking about for a while and just haven't been delivering on. So finally here it is, pre-recorded. I would have loved to have done it live, but I didn't want to wait and then Thursday roll around and doing it live just didn't work out. So then I've not delivered on the promise again. So I'm pre-recording really quickly before I have an appointment on a Tuesday morning. I'll finish recording probably on Wednesday. So these are cute little boxes in these sweet little presentation boxes with notes on the bottom, as Jeanette is known for. And so I have my sterling testing acid here, not because I have to verify these. I can trust Jeanette's notes on these. I just like for you to be able to see the results yourself. And then also have the GemI here, which we will get that going and ready to calibrate. And I'll just, oh, and I've got my my research phone ready to go to do research on the spot during the video. I'll do some editing just for time so that the video won't be too tremendously long. But this is going to be all rings. This is a consignment project. So I won't be pricing these as half of my eBay listing price. I'll be pricing these as the full market value, maybe with just a little bit of a discount, just I don't know, just to give you that little bit because you're here watching the channel and giving that support. So I will give a little bit of a discount on them, but I won't be able to do the half of my eBay listing price just because these are a consignment project for Jeanette. So one thing I forgot to bring, I've got the GemI, I've got the sterling testing acid, but I forgot to bring my mandrel. So she did write the sizes on the bottom of each box. And again, not that I don't trust those notes. I know that I can trust Jeanette's notes. Again, I just like for you to be able to see everything as we go for yourself. So let me grab my mandrel. I'll be right back and we will get going. Okay, got my mandrel ready to go. You'd think that would have been the first thing I would think of in a ring show, but let's push all of these over to the side. I'm kind of crowded right here in my space. That was just so that the opening shot could be pretty with these sweet little boxes. Then of course, I had to pack my coffee in there. I got this cup when Hubs and I went to San Antonio on one of our anniversaries. And so this was my souvenir coffee cup that I got. And oddly enough, it was made in China. So, yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that. I would have much rather gotten one that was made by a local artisan, but I wasn't really thinking that day. It was really hot. But let's go ahead and get the GemI calibrated. And then while we're waiting for all of this to happen, I'll go ahead and say that anything you're interested in here, just as usual, you'll contact me the same way, skeeterjonesthings@gmail.com, and we will work it out there. And then also make sure that you pay attention to the description, because that's where I have my shipping policies all disclosed right there. And these will be for the August shipping packages, which will be at the end of the month. And but of course, if you want yours sooner than that, we can always accommodate that. We'll just that's where we will work it out on the email. So let's jump right in with the first one. Tamara Gervasio, 29 grams, size 7. So, and then this must be the mark, 925 TG. And you'll get the little box with these, any of these that you order. Oh, how pretty. And just delicate and sweet. Look at that. Any of these that you order, here, let me take my little butterfly off. That's one that I got for myself a long time ago, way back in the 90s. So this isn't really a pinky ring on me, but then I'll also have to take off my labradorite. But there we go. Really pretty. So let's check these stones really quick. And hopefully I won't be able to, hopefully I won't be hitting too much metal today as I'm trying to test stones. Of course, it's kind of unavoidable when you have really tiny stones like this. And this, I'm not going to keep testing this. I'll just call these CZs if I can't get the probe in there. And this probe tip is actually, according to the advertising, the smallest probe tip in the gem testing industry. So these are really tiny. Okay, there we go. Those are just CZs. So let's find that mark that she was talking about on the notes right there. There it is right there, the 925 TG. Probably too faint to show on camera, but it's right there. And then let's look up this Tamara Gervasio. A 925 ring. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I should be in eBay. That's where I always do my sold comps. And sold comps are actually going to look different depending on what platform you're looking on. Let's see, I can't find Tamara Gervasio in eBay. So let's see if I can find her just on Google. Okay, handcrafted one-of-a-kind and statement sterling silver rings. Okay. Meticulously designed using traditional lost wax casting. That's a specific type of casting, and hand carving techniques, often featuring a distinct polished and oxidized finish. Now this is polished. It doesn't look oxidized. Let's look for some images. Okay, this looks pretty refined to be Tamara Gervasio. That one's interesting. Look at that. These all look more artisan than this one. So I'm not really certain what that would be. Let's try seeing if we get a different result when we say Maker's Mark, TG. Well, we're not looking for liquor. So let's add jewelry, Maker's Mark, TG. Let's look up sterling jewelry, Maker's Mark, TG. You have to get really specific sometimes. Okay. Of course, it's not a tax co mark. I mean, that TG can be a tax co mark. It's one of the regional codes, but that's not the case with this one. That's not what that is. I see lots of, does anyone recognize this? Like on Facebook, see a lot of people asking about it. So we're just gonna, this is a CZ ring. Very dainty, very delicate and sweet. Size 7, and you'll see that confirmed right here. Well, actually I get about a 7.5 on this one. So let's see, let's show you the sterling test on this one. I didn't make a very big scratch. Hopefully it was big enough. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to do this one. Oh goodness, I didn't get bags. I'll be right back. I'm forgetting all these important things. I just didn't want to write any more on these little boxes. I want to save them to be like cute and sweet and giftable. So this is going to be our first one. And it's going to be $15. Okay. Good start right out of the gate. So let's do one of these little craft paper boxes. Ooh. Okay, 925 LA. I wonder what maker's mark. Okay, let's see. There it is right there, 925 LA. And it says something. Be the change you wish to see in the world. It's a nice little sentiment there. It's a little small for me on my ring finger anyway. I think it's too big to be a pinky, but too small to be my ring finger. This is a size, that's right out of 7. I think we may have a different mandrel, because mine goes all the way down to a 7. And the sizes marked here seem to be about a half size different. But there we go. This is, let's go ahead and do the testing on it, the silver testing. And there's not a stone to test on it. It's really polished and pretty. There we go. And it's just gorgeous. It has this nice little script on it with this pretty font. Be the change you wish to see in the world, with the little top knot sort of design, or a little top twist kind of design on it. Nice and minimalist and cute, with a pretty message to it. So this one is number 2. And I will do this one also for $15. The next one I test the size on. Uh-oh, the little brown boxes are going to be too big for these particular bags, so I'll be right back. Okay. Before I got started today, I thought I'm not going to have to do any of that I'll pause the camera and be right back stuff, because I have everything. And then, lo and behold, I didn't have my mandrel of all things, and didn't have my bags, and then didn't take into account that I would need a few of the larger size. So there we go, number 2 for $15. Let's do this sweet little pink one next. Ooh, look at this. So this is like a rose gold tone or a coppery tone on it. And here's the mark in here. SJ. Oh, and that's diamond chips on this one. Check that out. Okay, now they're chips. So let's see if I can get the probe on there. And there it is. That little beep beep. I know it's out of focus over there, but the 2 little blue lights you see up in the right corner of the screen, you get that on the Gemi when that confirms a diamond reading. You get the nice little beep beep, and those 2 little blue lights right here will light up. Let's do it again so you can see that. And that's it. So that's nice. And there are a lot. There are tons of little diamond chips here. This is a pretty one. I like this little festoon here in the middle that has little gathers on it. sort of a basket weave type of design. This is a really pretty design. It's kind of a bigger one, like a bigger design, but it's still simple and understated. Just very classic and pretty. Wow, that is beautiful. Let's see. I just took a little general looking over. I didn't look closely at anything. That's like I was saying in the video from yesterday, in yesterday's video. I just took a quick peek at them, and I could tell that they were just beautiful rings, but I didn't look really closely because I wanted to be able to give you, there we go, first reactions in this video, and I'm really glad that I did that. I don't even remember noticing this one when I took a quick peek over of all the rings. That is just beautiful. So it has this rose gold tone or sort of coppery tone, and you can see a little bit of the tone wearing off, but it's fading kind of smoothly. It doesn't look like splotchy or blotchy. It looks sort of like just a gentle fading, really. Sort of an ombre type of look. And then that pretty basket weave design and all of those gorgeous little diamond chips. This is a really, really nice piece. A very nice piece. Wow, with all of those diamonds, and it's nice and heavy. You have open backs right there to get the maximum sparkle out of those diamonds. And I'll put this into the ultrasonic just to make sure it's got its maximum amount of sparkle by the time the buyer gets it. The size here is an 8. And that is beautiful. Wow, that one's a stunner. So this one we're going to do for $50. It's number 3. This is a ton of diamonds. And this is sterling silver, a lot of it, and this beautiful, beautiful design. All ready for gifting. This is absolutely beautiful. Okay, it doesn't want to go into the bag. There we go. Okay, next up, let's do this red one. Oh, amber. How pretty. So I'm going to have to do the I'll be right back thing again because I've got to go get my UV light. I'll be right back. I'm not going to pause the camera though because my light is just right over here across the room. And I'm already back. I'm not sure if it'll show up on camera. But yeah, there's that kind of milky glow. Let's cut my light off just to help a little bit. That's what you want to see, that kind of milky greenish cast. To check for amber. That is beautiful. What does she say on there? Unkind. Oh, unmarked. So yeah, it's completely unmarked. I don't even see a 925 unless I'm just missing it somewhere. Let's double check the 925. It's a 4.5. This is a tiny one. Nice little pinky ring. I love amber. Okay, the scratch looks sterling. And the test is sterling. So there we go. All right, so let's look at this pretty little open work scroll setting. And it sits up high. I like those high settings like that. You have all this open scroll work, and it's even open on the sides right there and open on the back. So all the light can come through. You can just see that glow. That is so, so pretty. And it's got some inclusions in it that you always want to see with amber. The more that's in there, the better. And actually, if there's a whole insect inside your piece of amber, it's even more valuable, like a whole intact insect. Because usually what you see right here, these are things like little bits of leaf litter or little insect wings, things like that. But if you see an entire whole leaf or an entire whole insect, that actually is a valuable piece of amber. To me, it's all valuable, really, but they're more valuable on the market if it has a whole insect in it. But that is gorgeous. And yeah, our mandrels are about a half size different. I think that's the case there, because she has a 4.5 here, and mine came up a 5. And all of the other ones that I've checked were about a half size different. So maybe mandrels are just not standardized, is what I'm thinking, because these are consistently a half size different. But there we go. That's not bad information from Jeanette. I think it's just a matter of mandrels just not being standardized. So that is gorgeous. So back to a smaller bag here for number 4. And this one's going to be $20 for this beautiful little amber ring. Love that glow. There are around 20 some odd rings here. Let's see, what color have we not tried yet? We tried green. We haven't tried one with a purple though. Let's try that. Ooh, this looks like Jane Diaz designs. And there are lots of copies of Jane Diaz, actually. I don't see any marks on this. And Jeanette didn't find any either. It would definitely be marked if it was Jane Diaz. So this is not one of hers, but she does use the same type of settings. Let's see, where's my stone? There it is. We're going to test those stones. There's a little bubble in my acid, right? There we go. So where it's not changing right there, that's just where the bubble was. You'll see that change. There we are. So there's our positive sterling test. And these stones are topaz, as I thought. Okay. Gorgeous. Very gorgeous. Artisan looking ring. Oh, and there's the 925 mark. I didn't see it at first, but there it is right there. And all of these are going to get cleaned. So as sparkly as they are right now in the show, they're going to be even more sparkly when you get them, because I'm going to give everything a thorough cleaning before it gets packed up and sent to you. So you have a triple band on this one that comes together on this side. This really does have a lot of hallmarks of being an artisan piece as I look through the construction of it. There's this opening right there that just doesn't look machine done, or it doesn't look, like factory done. I would dare say this is likely a one-of-a-kind artisan piece with these gorgeous, gorgeous topaz stones. And it has some heft. It's not super heavy, but it does have some heft to it. My guess is around a size 8 or so. Let's see. Oh, well, she has a 7.5 there. And I bet my mandrel is going to say 8 because mine's pretty consistently showing up a half size higher than hers. And yeah, this says an 8. So that's what it must be, I'm thinking. Just, oh, and look, the box even matches the stones. I'm thinking that, well, let's be thorough. Let's do all the stones. There's no reason why they would be different. But I'm thinking that the mandrels are just not standardized. So there we go, topaz on all the stones. I have to wait for it to come down. I guess I don't have to check every single stone. Like we would still be sitting here with that little diamond ring if I was checking all those diamonds. There we go. And I really like this about the Gem-I, that it will give you that little final light when it's reached where it's testing. And there we are. Let's do this one more time. This one just barely touched that topaz line, but there's no reason to believe. There we go. Yep, so it is topaz as well. So all of these gorgeous 6 topazes. And I cannot remember, I used to be much more versed in the different types of topaz. I think this one is Swiss, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's Swiss blue, London blue, there's all the different shades of blue topaz. And I haven't had to pull those out of memory in a while. So you kind of lose, you lose something if you don't use it, right? So I haven't used my different topaz blues, the names of them, in so long that I don't even remember them all. So let's see what Google Lens says about a ring like this. Sterling, if I can quit making typos. Sterling silver, topaz, artisan ring. Let's see, around 45 to 95. Similar ones. Oh gosh, there's a similar one on Etsy that somebody's asking 167. And since these are not standardized, you really just have to, let's see, here's one that's sort of similar to ours. It has 3 bands, and this one has 4 stones. They're listing for $27.50. So let's just go over to eBay. Artisan topaz sterling ring. And we want to do sold comps for this. I don't see anything that looks really similar in design to ours. That's the closest so far, but my goodness, that one went for $120. And really, that's the closest one to ours. I don't see any similar designs like this with the cluster and those bezel settings like that. Okay, now this one is a Bali, but it's multiple different gemstones. I just sold in July for $40. So I think that's what we will go with for this one. We'll go with 40 right here. Honestly, I probably would list that around 50 on eBay. So yeah, you'll be getting a nice discount that I mentioned kind of at the top of the show on this one. We'll go with 40 right here. And it's going to take some work to get these little boxes in the bags because they want to get caught on the zippers on their way into the bag. Okay, let's do a white box. I don't think we've done one of those yet. Let's see, no notes on this one. It's a total surprise. Oh, how pretty. So this is genuine pearls, little orange stones, and there's the 925 right here. And actually, I think I do see a little tiny, tiny maker's mark. I mean, it's so tiny, it could just be a piece of lint. Nope, there it is. So I got to see what that maker's mark is. So let me take a quick Google lens of that. I have to get a good clear picture. And Google Lens may tell me a good bit of information on this, and it may give me total garbage. So, what maker's mark is this? Okay. Oh, right. Well, that makes sense. Honora. Yeah, because they do a lot of pearl jewelry. As a matter of fact, I think that's what Honora is known for, and I should have known that one. So let's see. Let's maybe carnelian on the stones. So let's do the 925 for you. And there we are. And those are our pearls. Yeah, those are pearls. So let's see what these orange stones are. Of course, if they're carnelian, it's not going to say so on here. There's just not a specific reading for carnelian. Actually, they may just be rhinestones, it looks like. Yeah, just little glass stones. Well, yeah, so these are just glass stones. Next to these are really pretty genuine pearls, little freshwater pearls. The size is likely around somewhere in the 7 range, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's about a 7.25, almost a 7.5, according to my mandrel. And that is just beautiful. Especially think about it's fall. These are fall colors, but also the fall American college football season is upon us. Being an SEC country, this is Tennessee Vols. That's their color. So you may have a school near you that has that same color scheme, the orange and white. But there we are. That's a pretty little Honora ring. Wow, so pretty. So we'll need a bigger bag for this one. And it's going to be number 6. And this one's going to be $30 because of those Honora pearls. And there we are, number 6 for $30. Actually, since those are rhinestones on there, let's do 25 for the sterling and the pearls. Okay, and that's for the orange stones and white freshwater pearls. Okay, now, oh, how gorgeous. I don't remember this when I was peeking at them before. This is 925. Here's the 925 mark right there. It says 6.5, so my mandrel probably says 7. Well, mine says just above 7. About a 6 3/4 is what mine says on that one. But look, you know how I love details. Look at the shank on there, how it splits on the side. I love little details. And then all of the little texture, there we go, right side up. All the texture on the butterfly wings. And the little antennas separate off and curl around like that. And the little divisions in the body. So, so pretty. Of course, I'm saying that after just about every one of these rings. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So here we go with the sterling test on this one. And I like the oxidation down inside right there in the little recesses that really makes the outer part of the design pop. That's just beautiful. All of these are so gorgeous. Okay, here we are with our positive sterling test. And it's just a pretty, sweet little butterfly. There we go. And this one is, let's see, we're on number 7 now. This one's going to be $20. Okay, if you saw yesterday's video, you heard that sound. That's our landline, and yes, we do still have a landline. It just rings and rings, so you'll just have to wait until it's done ringing. Oh, wow. So I think this is a malachite. 925 Mexico. Now, I've been doing a lot of studying about Mexico, and there is some Taxco, actually, that is not marked as such, and that would be the earlier Taxco. So there's where it says Mexico right here. So if it just says Mexico, that it could possibly be older Taxco. And then here's the 925 mark right here, right there. But look at all the striations in this stone. It's kind of hard to tell what this stone is. It's kind of warm here in the house, but the stone feels... Yeah, that's a stone. But look at that. How the striations kind of swirl around and everything. That is a genuine stone. I don't know where it will show up here on the gem-eye, if it will at all. It is not showing up, but you've heard me say before, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a gemstone, because some gemstones don't read on a gem tester. So you can see the handiwork under here. This was artisan made, possibly a one-of-a-kind. I like where you can kind of see the craftsmanship on a piece. And look at all those little fine detailing. This little scroll that goes around, little open scroll work is so fine and small. And you have a little rope halo going all the way around the bezel setting. And then this beautiful, beautiful stone. Wow, that is gorgeous. Okay, here is, I'm really, really impressed with this one. Well, all of them really, but that's just, I'm on a kick right now, on a Mexican sterling kick. I was able to, there's our positive sterling test. I was able to get a great deal at a pick and then pay by the pennyweight deal. And I pulled a lot of Mexican sterling, and I'll be showing you that stuff sometime soon. Oh, I forgot to, let's see, 9. So mine may say 9.5. And it does. It says 9.5 exactly. So our two mandrels just have exactly a half size difference on them. That is gorgeous. Okay, this vintage Mexican sterling is going to be number 8. And that's going to be $40. This gorgeous, gorgeous stone. Very intricate artisan handiwork. Split shank design. Stamped Mexico 925. It's bigger, but has a delicate look to it with that open scroll work. That is so, so pretty. I just can't stop saying it. I'm just so impressed by all of these gorgeous rings. Okay. 925, 4 grams, size 7. Oh, how pretty. Okay, here's our 925 stamp right there. Possibly that could be a tool mark right there, or it could be a maker's mark. Let's see what we get when we zoom in on that. Seven, so it's a size. That's what that is. So let's check out these stones and see what they say. Okay, these are CZs. Have these really pretty high settings. And let's give it a quick test here with the testing acid. And there it is, positive for sterling. Size 7. And, well, my mineral matches that one. Very, very pretty. And remember, whatever sparkle you see here on the video, they're going to be more sparkly than that when you get these in person. I'll hand clean each one of these. That's gorgeous. Look at, I like this high, thick settings. Look at the wide band right there. And I like the little ruffled detail here on the sides. Open backs to get the most amount of sparkle out of your stone. That's beautiful too. Okay, that's number 9. We're kind of close to halfway through here. We're going to do this one for 15. And again, these little boxes, they want to get stopped on the little zipper inside the bag. Okay, let's do another one in the brown box. 6.5, 6 3/4, 925. Ooh, look at that. Is that a chrysoprase? Oh gosh. Some of these types of stones are chalcedony. Is it a chalcedony? Look at the effect of that stone. What you're seeing on camera is exactly what it does in person. Like when you move it around, it has this sort of fading from blue to green effect on it. But that is a genuine stone. And I bet it's not going to read. Oh, actually it does read on the gem tester. Let's see where it goes to. Well, it gave a big reading a minute ago. Garnet tourmaline iolite. Let's give it a quick check, and then let's also give it a quick clearing out. So the Gemi will do this, and it's actually covered in the paperwork that comes with the Gemi. And when it does that, when it pops up and right back down, the highest point it popped to should be considered the reading. And a minute ago it was popping right up into that tourmaline iolite. I'm still learning the Gemi. There we go. Well, the probe slid off. And of course I'm gonna, the one good reading I got, it slipped off, and then now I can't get it to stay still long enough to get another good reading. I'm thinking it's going, I'm gonna call it the garnet tourmaline iolite range is where it was wanting to go. So that's where I'm going to call it. But this is a stone, and it's beautiful. Anybody who knows what this stone would be, I welcome your commentary. See, I can't let it go. I've got to keep trying. And every time I'm thinking about to get a good reading, the probe just slips right off. I need to find a master class somewhere of the Smart Pro Gemi. Okay, hopefully you could see that. It touched just on the garnet tourmaline iolite line. So that is where I'm going to call that one. So where is the stone? I'm kind of mesmerized by the gemstone in that ring. And there we are. Positive for sterling. And there is the 925 right here. Right there. This is about an inch this way and about 3/4 of an inch this way. And I'm just mesmerized by the color of the stone. It is so, so pretty. Look at that high, thick setting. And again, the craftsmanship on this. This may be an artisan piece. It looks like one to me. This isn't all molded together. The shank is not completely all molded together into one piece with the bottom of the bezel setting. That's one sign. And then this oval that's cut out on the back just has the look of being handmade to me. So I think this is another artisan piece right here. And there's all kinds of detail. This pretty halo around this gorgeous, mesmerizing stone. Look how thick that is. That's about a 1/2 inch thick from the top of the stone to the bottom of the setting. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, did I already check the size on this one? It's right at a 7. So yeah, 6.5, and then mine shows 7. So about a 1/2 size off, or a 1/2 size different, I should say, between Jeanette's mandrel and mine. I might have to get up in a minute and get a couple more of these larger bags. So we're on number 10 now. And this one is going to be $30. That is a stunner. I love that one. It's hard to pick a favorite so far, but I think maybe it'd be easier to pick a top 3, and that's where I would put this. I would put this as my in my top 3. So number 10 for 30. That's my timer letting me know that I need to leave in about 15 minutes for my appointment. So we have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12 more to go. So we're going to see how many more of these we can get done in 15 minutes, but let me go turn that timer off and I'll be right back. Okay, while I was up, I got a few more of the larger bags, and I set the timer for 10 minutes instead of 15 because I'll need that last 5 minutes to do things like put the dogs in the pen and, you know, grab my water bottle and stuff like that because I've got to head out at 9. And it's about 8:45 right now. So let's dive right back in. Let's do our last red box. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that. I'm guessing those are CZs, or I'm about to gem test with a Sharpie. I'm guessing those are CZs or rhinestones. Probably CZs. Yeah, they're coming up into glass. They were showing a little bit of a hint of wanting to pop up past glass, and I was going to get super excited if that happened. Because the only thing I could think of if these were gemstones at this color would be citrines, and that would be a big bunch of citrines. Let's try it one more time without touching metal, hopefully. So yeah, those are CZs, and so are these. So we have these little yellow and clear CZs, which are very brilliant in this pretty stylized butterfly. Look at the detail and the curve of the lines, and look at the shank, how it's open right there. That's a nice little detail also. And very dimensional. There's a lot of depth to it. Tons of sparkle. And look at that. How pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this one. All these open backs, which will further enhance that sparkle. This one is a size, I'm guessing I'm going to show up at a size maybe 7.5 or so. Yep. There it is right there, exactly 7.5. So there we are. Let's check our silver. Well, not check it. Let's just let you see what we already know is the case. And there we are. Positive for sterling. That is gorgeous. So marks, there's the 925 right here. Oh, and there's another mark in there. Let's see what the other mark says. So here is, that's the 925, but there was something over here. And sometimes, like we saw in one before, it was a, sometimes it's just a size. This is not a size. What does that say? SETA. I'm not sure about that. What company made this sterling ring marked SETA? By the CETA Corporation, founded in 1955. Wow. So the CETA stamp is their mark. So yeah. SETA butterfly ring. Actually, I shouldn't put the word butterfly. That brings up all kinds of other results that I don't want. SETA sterling ring. Okay. I have this ring. I have that exact ring. Hubs and I went to St. Augustine last March, and I got that at an antique store. I wear it in some of my videos. I'll wear it in another one, and then you'll see it. But I digress. So let's do some solds. So as do buy it now. Whoops. I lost my results, so I have to start over. SETA sterling ring. And then now let's do, always do buy it now. And then we come down and do sold. Because people can list something for any price. What you're interested in is what people are actually paying for it. I don't see our brand, even though I did. Now that's a deal I gave you. This 925 ring, I don't know which one it was, but I think ours, our amber ring, we did it, I think 25 or 30. I think it was about 25, but one sold for 45 here recently, so you're really getting a deal. It sold just a few days ago, just yesterday. So you're getting a deal on that amber ring. Okay, so I don't see any CETA brand rings in these sold results. So we're going to, oh gosh, that's a nice amount of sterling on here. You know what, I did the ring shank. I didn't do the setting, which sometimes to save money, some makers will only put sterling on the shank part of the ring, or the ring part of the ring. I'm not sure if I've got all my terminology right, but the part that actually goes around your finger. Some of them will actually just do sterling right there, but then make the setting of the ring something else. So there's also sterling in this really thick butterfly setting. It's all pave set with these gorgeous crystals. So we are going to do this one. I'm going to reuse this number 2 bag that I had to ditch earlier. Let's see, what number are we on? We're on number 11. So this is going to be number 11. And we're going to do this one for $25. And a deal. That is a deal on that. That is gorgeous, and that's a nice amount of sterling. Gorgeous pave set, sparkly crystals. Okay. Right here we have, oh pretty, is that a claddagh? No, the little hands are missing. So it's similar to a claddagh. It doesn't have the hands holding the heart, but it does have the heart and the crown and the Celtic knot design. And let's see, it has a maker's mark on it. Tie 925. And it has another mark on this side. What does that one say? Oh, CN. Okay, and there's my timer again. I'm going to go turn that timer off, and then this will be the last one I film today before my appointment. I'll finish filming this video this afternoon when I get back from my appointment, but I'll be right back while I go turn that timer off. Okay, so here we are. We're going to finish talking about this cute little ring that's almost a claddagh, which is that Irish symbol of friendship with the hands holding the heart, and then the heart has a crown on it. And when I say almost a claddagh, the claddagh will have the little hands, and then this is missing the hands, but it does have the Celtic knots on each side. And there's our positive sterling test. And I'm guessing that my mandrel will say 7. And it does, exactly a 7. Little vintage claddagh. Super cute. Well, almost claddagh. Again, it is missing the little hands on there, but it does have this gorgeous Celtic knot design down each side. Very pretty. Has a nice vintage look to it and a gorgeous patina. Sweet, a very sweet little ring. And that one is going to be number 12. And it's going to be $15. And I think I can just swing in one more super, super quick. Okay. Let's see, let's do another purple one. These are all the ones we have left right here. That's all the remaining ones. Oh my, what does this say? MM. I don't know that maker's mark. Wow, look how high that setting is. And look at that. Look at that. Wow. And the design underneath. This one just has surprises at every turn. There's the 925 right here. And that looks like another 925, but let's double check. Make sure it doesn't say something more significant. Yeah, it says 925, and then this one says, I think also 925. No, this one says something else. That's actually a maker. Oh, that's that MM, I think. Am I thinking of the same box? No, AV. think it was the last one that said, no, that says, no, that looks like an AV to me, but I agree. She has a question mark, like it was hard to see, and I agree 100%. That is a really difficult one to pick out. But I think it might be AV. Yeah. So I was just about to try to show you on my screen to get your input. That's what we're seeing. It's really hard to make it out. Since she put a question mark after it, she was probably uncertain. Like she probably researched it. So I'm going to Google Lens that and say what company made this ring marked AV. And who knows, maybe that is not an AV, but we'll check it and see. Oh, okay. Oh, well, it could be Adrian Vittadini. It could be Alwand Vahan or Vahan. Adrian Vittadini is okay. That's going to be gold tone if it's Adrian Vittadini. Alwand Vahan or Vahan. If the inside band features precious metal stamps, it belongs to a luxury brand, but it says alongside the initials, and it's not alongside, it's on opposite sides. AV inside an oval. Let's see if that makes a difference. AV diamonds. What? Let's take a peek here. That definitely has my curiosity up. And they're tiny, so getting a reading is going to prove challenging here because these are tiny stones. Oh my goodness. I bet you did not know that, Jeanette. I bet you did not realize that. So this very likely is this AV diamonds. And there are tons of diamonds in this ring. Look at all of down the side. You have all of these little round ones, a bazillion, and that's a legitimate number. It's a bazillion. Little tiny round diamonds, and then these little baguette cut diamonds making a halo. Wow, this is breathtaking. Let's it was pretty to begin with, but now knowing all of those are diamonds, and of course, you know, you're not going to set diamonds in gold tone, so that's going to come up sterling. If I get a decent scratch, that is, you can see it a little bit right there. I didn't get a really good scratch, so let's get a more significant scratch so you can actually see a good test reading. And there we are. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So then let's do this. Ask a follow-up. What is the value? What is the resale value? And of course, I misspelled resale. Can it work with me? Oh my goodness, it ranges between $350 and $1,100. So, let's see, it's sterling, so that makes a difference. What is the resale value if it is sterling. Between 75 to 250, but still, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Okay, so 75 to 250. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to price this. It says, you know, to check the stones and confirm the stones, take it to a jeweler, but that I just confirmed the stones. It said to check and make sure that they're not CZs instead. So these are actually diamonds, and it's a ton of them. It is sterling. So if the secondary market price range is 75 to 250, we're going to go on the lower end of that range right here. Wait, where's my box for this one? Did I just get so excited I lost oh, here it is. We're going to go on the lower end of that price range, and this one is going to be number 13. And what a note to end on for this little session of filming right here. It's going to be $75, and that is the lowest part of the range for the value of this ring, and it is a stunner. Wow, 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 wow. Check that out. And again, even the diamonds go down the sides. 6 3/4. Did we show this size already? So mine's going to be probably, yep, 7 1/4, about a half size difference. And again, I think that's only because there's not a standardized, there's no standardization across mandrels, I don't think. I think it's just whatever company makes theirs. And they're only kind of, I guess, loosely the same. Jeanette measured these and gave good information. And mine is consistently about a half size different. And that is why the different readings. Okay, wow, wow. Number 13 for $75. And again, that is the low end of the price range for this ring, which is covered in diamonds. Wow. So thank you for tuning in for this first part of the filming. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 left to get to when I come back later today to wrap up this filming for this special consignment project with GiGi's Gems. So I will see you in just a little bit. So here I am, and it is not later that same afternoon. It's actually Friday now, which is 3 days since I last recorded, and unfortunately it is the day after I promised this video to go up. So it's Friday. I'm going to post it later today at 2 o'clock, and hopefully I will have everyone's grace and forgiveness. There is a story. While I was out later that day, so I recorded some, and then I was going out to run some errands, and I think I had an appointment that day, and then I was going to finish recording when I got back. And while I was out, though, it turns out that I dropped this phone, the one that I'm recording with right now, the only thing that I use to do all of my YouTube stuff. I dropped it and damaged the screen, and I'll in editing I will try to put a picture up, up here somewhere to show you what happened to my screen. So I found a place to take it to get it repaired, and they didn't have the screen for my particular phone in stock. They couldn't have it until the next day. The next day was actually yesterday, the day the video should have gone up, and it turned out that they didn't get it in time to do the repair that morning. So I was out at the repair shop for about half the day. then by the time I got home yesterday, it was past video posting time, and it was time that I had to cook dinner and all that kind of stuff. So that's why, excuses, but that's why it's late. But it is going to get out today one way or another, hopefully by 2 o'clock. But if you recall, which you probably do because for you it's just a couple of seconds ago, but for me it's been 3 days. But we have 9 rings left. I think it's 9. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that looks like everything. So we have 9 left. I'm going to wrap it up now, and then after this, I'm going to do a little bit more filming. I have a tiny thrift haul that I want to do, and then also I'm going to film some craft with me and put all that stuff up hopefully pretty soon. But wanted to let you know that in Tuesday's video this week on the 17th, there's still a ton left, and I don't know if you had a chance to see it or not. If I can figure out how to put the little thing you can tap, up on the screen in the video, I'll put that on here somewhere. If you don't see it, it means I didn't figure out how to do it. But go back and look at the August 17th video. There's tons left, and it's a bunch of $2, $3, $4, $5 deals. There are a few pieces that are more expensive than that, but I think the most expensive thing is $10 in that video. But there's plenty left, and there's some really good things in there. So just wanted to point that out to you. Now let's dive into the rest of these 9 rings for this special GiGi's Gems consignment project. All sterling rings. This is gorgeous. Oh yeah, and of course, every time I start recording, I feel compelled to say it, although you would have heard it earlier. Anything you're interested in, email me, skeeterjonesthings@gmail.com, and we will talk about it there. So here is this cute little fox. And let's see, where's the sterling mark on this one? There it is right there. Actually, it says more than sterling. Let's bring over my other phone and let's read what the other marks are in here. If I can keep it from running away, that helps. So there's 925, VC, VCO, TM. Let's see. That looks like all. What kind of notes does she have here? Okay, marked with a question mark. So yeah, she's run into the same problem I did. It looks like maybe it's VC or VCO. Let's see. VC sterling ring. Vintage artisan or Native American style. Well, it's not vintage artisan. It could be artisan, but I don't think it's vintage. I don't think it's Native American either. Victoria Wyack. Let's see, let's just do there's real kind of all over the place information. So let's just do a Google Lens and see what that tells us. Well, it's just telling me the obvious, that it's a ring that is shaped like a fox. Let's see. There's one that's not identical to ours. This one looks more like ours right here, or this one. Yeah, actually that's exactly like ours, this one right here on Etsy. So let's see what this one says. That's being listed for $47. I don't know how to look up solds on Etsy. but they're listing it for 47. And it is the same as ours. So I'll probably list this one for 40 if it does not sell here. So we're going to do 35 on it. Oh, and I forgot to bring my bags over. I'll be right back. Okay, and I believe it's been 3 days, but I think we're on number 14. I would have to take everything out and count it all over again, and I'm not feeling it. So if I have double numbered, we're going to just do the A and B thing. Like if I already have a number 14, then we'll just do A and B, or just include a description. But I don't think I've double numbered. I don't think so. Let's see, this one is a bypass. Well, hang on, is it a bypass? No, the fox's little chin is attached to the tail, so that is not a bypass ring. It's not adjustable. The size here is 7, which again, Jeanette wrote 6.5 here, but I really believe that mandrels are just not standardized. I know I've said that a lot in this video so far, but for them to be consistently off by the exact same amount, that tells me that it's just a non-standardized thing. Maybe it depends on where your mandrel was made. You know, like a European size is different than an American size in just about everything, like shoes, clothes, and all that. So maybe it just depends on where the mandrel was made. The little fox ring is number 14, and that's 35. Let's do this last little pink one. Light as a feather. Oh, ALE. Okay. ALE means, does that mean Pandora? Oh gosh, my knowledge base is getting fuzzy right now. ALE, jewelry mark. I know it means Pandora, doesn't it? Yes. Okay. And yeah, well, I didn't know I had it. I had it, but I was shaky on that. And when I didn't do the test on the fox, I'll go ahead and do that right now, along with this the Pandora. And this is Pandora, so you know. Well, you know, all of these are going to come out with positive tests. So we'll do the fox right here. Oh, you know what? That is not attached after all. It's a good thing I'm testing that. It's not attached. It's not like it was broken or anything. It never was attached. So you do have a little bit of adjustability there. Okay. And if I had not taken the fox ring out to test, I would have not known that. Okay, so there's the fox, and here's the Pandora. And there, both of those are positive for sterling. Okay, as would be expected. So the fox is adjustable after all. Okay, and so let's get back over here to Pandora. And that design was, it had a name. I'll have to look back at the bottom of the box. Light as a feather. And her mandrel showed a size 8. I'm guessing mine will show about an 8.5. And it does. Okay. And here it is. Tiny little CZs. With this pretty little, it's just a little light looking design. Very, very pretty. Let's slip my ring off. Oh, and I wore this the other day and meant to tell you about it, and I forgot to, so I'll have to remember to do that. But there it is. Very, very pretty. Okay, let's see what this is going for. Pandora. Light as a feather. Ring. Okay, let's see. They're listing it for $33, $45. Oh goodness, somebody's listing theirs for $80, $25, $56, $29. Listings are just all over the place. So let's see what people are buying it for. Let's see, ours is used. Okay, somebody paid 70, somebody paid 45. That's with the box. 26, 30, 26, 20. This one's got some rose gold plated. 49, 39, 32. So anywhere from around 20 to 40. So I'll probably list this one for 30 if it doesn't sell here. So we're going to offer this one up for 26. Okay, number 15 for 26. This is a really, really nice collection of rings that Jeanette has sent. Hope you find something you like. There's something for everybody. There we go. I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit. It's kind of tilted too far out, so I'm having to reach way out in front of me to get things on screen. Okay, that's better. Oh, this ring. So the blue labradorite ring, still had not ever found. Kept going to the pawn shop, hoping somebody found it in town and went to pawn it so I could just buy it again. But I know a girl that has started working in there, and so I was talking to her, and she's got this job of where she's organizing all of their rings so that they are coordinated by stone and whether they're sterling or white gold or yellow gold, so that when somebody comes in and asks for something, she can better help them find what they're looking for. So anyway, in her big organization project, she found this, and she showed it to me, and I just fell in love. So this is some amber right here, and it has that kind of milky green glow. And then on the other side, I think is Larimar. It could be a light colored turquoise, but it is reversible like this. You can wear the amber, or like this, and you can wear the, I think, Larimar. It could be a light colored turquoise, but I'm not sure. I just realized I forgot to turn my light on. Wow, that's super bright. Okay, there we go. But, so I got this. I fell in love with it and got it. So that's the story I forgot to tell you the other day about that ring. Let's keep on going. Oh, wow, a mystic topaz. Is this a real mystic topaz? Let's see, it says something in there. What does that say? UTC. Oh, I know what UTC means, but I can't think of it right now. I know I've seen that before. So it's got some gold plating on it. Let's see. UTC 925 ring. Okay. Let's see. What jewelry maker uses the mark UTC? Ultimate Trading Corporation, founded in 1985. They started as an import house in 1991. They opened their own factory. And they're most famous for sterling and gold vermeil. And they also manufactured some 10 and 14 karat gold. Okay. Accenting designs with CZs, crystals, synthetic, or semi-precious stones. In 2001, they shifted toward fine costume jewelry, expanding into brass-based gemstone and crystal. So, let's see, I do have the gemi ready. So let's see if this is a gemstone or if it's glass. It looks like a mystic topaz and it's gorgeous. Or maybe watermelon tourmaline. I've never seen any watermelon tourmaline in person. Oh, wow. Okay. So it goes all the way up to sapphire. And anyone with knowledge, I would love to hear it. So it's not a mystic topaz. And it went way past tourmaline. So what in the world could this be? It goes confidently up to sapphire without hesitating. And just checking to make sure. Yeah, it's reading correctly. I'm going to have to find out what that stone is. That's a little mystery. What gemstone is this? Okay, well, they're calling it a mystic topaz, but it shot way past topaz on the gemi. So let's ask a follow-up question. What other gemstones are this color? Well, it went way past quartz. Okay, amylite, rainbow fluorite. Well, I know it's not labradorite. Peacock tanzanite. Let's see, fluorite will fluoresce. And this does not fluoresce, so I know it's not a fluorite. Okay, that's got me stumped. So let's go ahead and do our gem test. And this is putting down a pretty golden colored scratch, which tells me let's try a sterling test first. Okay, yeah, that is positive for sterling. So that first scratch just had some of the, see what it did? It just ate up the that vermeil, but then I scratched a little more and then got the sterling underneath. So it is a vermeil. So what jewelry maker, oops, uses the mark? Well, I just can't type this morning. There we go. Okay. So I wanted to get back to over here. Let's see. Well, earlier, the first time around, it gave a little bit of timing as to when they would have used vermeil. So you can kind of date this one. So let's see. Okay, I went off camera and did a little searching around. This is not the identical ring, not the identical design, but it is the same maker. It is gold over sterling, and that one sold for $60 June 29th. So let's take off the sold and see what people are listing them for. Okay, well, here's ours, listed for $95. Same ring, listed for $35. And these UTC rings are all listed, let's see, 68, 70, 69, 52, 59. Well, that's not the same brand. So anywhere from 39 to 90, 95 is where these UTC Mystic Topaz rings are listed. And then that one sold back in June for $60. I'll probably list this one at $40. That's probably exactly where I'll list this one. So I'm going to offer it here for $35. Actually, you know what? Somebody's got theirs listed right here for $35, and it's the same exact ring. So I'm going to give a better deal than what they have. So we'll do $30. And I do need to give you a size on it, which is probably going to be about a 6, maybe. Yeah, right at a 6. Just a little bit smaller than a 6, according to my mandrel. Well, let's give you some close-ups of it. I got so lost in looking at the stone, I didn't show you everything about it. So it has this really pretty high setting, these big thick prongs, and I love how it's raised up right here. And then you have that extra detail here on the side. That's a very Art Deco sort of nod to me. Well, not a nod to me, to my perception. This is a sort of an Art Deco nod with that little raised line right there up on that high setting, and just this simple marquise cut. I think marquise, is that what you call this shape? Stone, which is a gorgeous, beautiful stone that shot straight up to sapphire. It blew right past topaz, so I really don't know what this stone is, but it's beautiful and definitely a gemstone. But there we are, and it is gold vermeil, and it's beautiful. It is very beautiful. So that's going to be, I totally lost track of where we are, number 16. And we're going to do 30, just to give a better deal than that one on eBay. Okay. Right here we have, I know what this is. This one's not for sale. I'll show it to you anyway, but it's not for sale. So Jeanette had said that there's one in the box that's for me and that I would know it when I saw it. And I think I just saw it. So I think I just saw it. Thank you, Jeanette. Oh, wow. So hold on a minute. That's upside down. So that is a letter M. And again, sometimes I'm just not sure. Are you supposed to wear it so it's right side up to somebody you would stick your hand out and show it to? Or do you put it on so that it's right side up when you look down at your hand? But there we are. Let's see, the convertible ring. I'll just have to get retired for the day because it doesn't fit my other fingers. And I only wear one ring on this hand. So, or one like set of rings on this hand. So this one's going to get a rest today for the rest of the day. So I'm going to wear this one. And hopefully I'm guessing the right one. I think this is the one. And let's see. There's the little mark on it. Oh, it's actually a longer mark. Let's see what it says. Jeanette is a sweetheart. And she's so patient with all the times that I've been promising this and not being able to deliver. And she will contact me and say, hey, don't worry about it. It's fine. But she's a sweetheart. I am such a great community here. I'm really grateful and blessed and thankful to have met all the nice people I've met. Okay. So James Avery, it looks like. Right there. Avery 925. Wow. Okay. Just looking to see if there's any other marks on it. No, I don't see any. This is just a tad over a size 8. I mean, just a tad. A hair past the size 8 mark. So pretty. Hang on, that might fit my index. Actually, it fits my index better. So this is from another viewer. This is from viewer Stephanie. So we'll wear those together like that. And then now the Labradorite replacement ring gets to come back. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that one's mine. So let's move right along. And now, let's see, we're looking at number 17 now. How sweet. Look at this sweet little owl. That says 925 right there. Thought I saw a little size stamp, but I don't. Okay, so it's a size about 8.5. Yeah, half size difference. So look at all the little details. You know I love details on little things like this. And I like how the oxidation is down between all of the lines, all of the little embossed lines, because it just helps the details pop. Split shank on the sides. Very simple and delicate and just pretty. Cute, cute, cute. And here, just so you can see what you're getting, should you decide to buy this one. I don't know if that was enough acid or enough of a scratch even. It's a tiny scratch. There we are. Positive for sterling on this sweet little owl. and I would probably list him for, I'd probably list him for 20. So he's going to be number 17, and we're going to do him for, let's do him for 17. 17 for 17 on the little owl. Okay. Oh, wow. I've had one similar to this before, and actually it was a really tiny size also on mine. This is Native American. The design is squash blossom, which is very common. I think it's squash blossom. I'm not an authority on that at all, and I'm still learning a lot about native jewelry, but I think that is squash blossom. And this would be turquoise and coral, I think. And there's no point in testing those because turquoise nor coral shows up on Gem Tester. So, yeah, off camera I'm doing those, and the needle does not even move. But they are stones. They're just stones that don't show up on a Gem Tester. Look here at the leaf, all the little veining in the leaf, and that setting. Now, this is a native piece. I can say that with confidence. I love all the detail in that. Again, a split shank right there on the sides. This is vintage, so it has that beautiful, beautiful patina. And there it has the written out sterling, which dates the piece. And I'm not sure when they were using the full written out word. If you know that, you can drop that in the comments. That's one of those facts that I come across from time to time. I think I'm going to remember it, but then I don't. And there we are with our positive sterling test. This is a gorgeous piece. If you're a fan of sterling Native American jewelry, you'll love this. It's a great size for a little pinky ring, and it's nice and delicate for a pinky ring. Well, not super delicate. It has enough heft to it that, you know, that's going to hold its shape and everything. But it just looks dainty and sweet. And I love all the pretty details in that. And I love this little scalloped setting. So, so, so pretty. The size, it's a tiny one. It is almost, just not barely quite 6.5. Almost. I would list this one at 40 with it being a Native American piece. And so this is going to be number 18. And we're going to do it for 35. Okay. How pretty with this. Look at this, again with the detail. It has this little textured rope right in the middle of this pretty swirl design. It's vintage sterling. It has some nice heft to it. There's the 925 mark right there. And let's see, it says something else over here on the side. Oh, Mexico. Okay, great. Now I am doing a personal deep dive, which I might bring to you one day here on the channel, on Taxco. A lot of Taxco jewelry, depending on when it was made, can just say Mexico on it. That doesn't mean necessarily that this is an older Taxco, but I mean, it's possible just from what I'm learning so far. I just can't say that with confidence yet because I'm working on that deep dive now. I have not fully educated myself on it yet. So this is about a 7 1/4. Yeah, just a touch over a 7. And here it is from the side. I always have found it interesting that different places in the world they have their thing that they're known for doing super well. Mexico is known for doing artistic, beautiful sterling jewelry super, super well. That's not to say that they're not known for other things, but one thing they are definitely known for is beautiful artistry in their sterling jewelry. There's the positive sterling test right there. And that's just another beauty. Look at that. I love that one. Wow. Okay, this one is number 19. And I would list this one also. Actually, I'd probably list that one for $35. So we're going to offer it here for $30. Nice Mexican sterling. And with sterling written out, that does date it. Or actually, is this the one that had it written out, or was the one before that? You see how slow my memory is? Okay, no, this has 925. I know when it says sterling written out, that does indicate that a piece is a little older, but I don't, as I was saying a little bit ago, I don't always remember how vintage a piece is when it has sterling written out. This little box is just not wanting to get past the zip closure on the bag. There we go. Okay, number 20. Oh, wow. Look at you. I have got to check this one. Let's see if this is a glass or if it's a stone. Okay, it is glass or crystal, but how beautiful and brilliant that is. It's very similar in color. I have a yellow sapphire. And this is very similar in color to my sapphire. I think it is crystal. I'm not sure if it's coming across on screen or not, but you can see a lot of color refraction through there. And that's not to say glass can't cause a refraction of the light, which causes all the rainbow effect. Glass can cause that too, but I typically don't see as much of that in a glass stone as I do in crystal. Look at this setting. It's high and substantial and just covered in all of this beautiful filigree scroll work. And I bet when you're outside wearing this and the daylight hits it, it probably just glows like the sun. I mean, not glows as in fluoresce, but just like, I think this would probably be very brilliant out in the sunlight. And I love how it's cut to really make the most of all the light that hits it. That is so, so pretty. It is a size about 7 3/4. You will definitely get comments on this if you were to wear this out and about. So this is number 20. Oh gosh. I would probably list that at 30. So we're going to do that one for $25. That is a stunner. That is so gorgeously stunning. So this is, I believe, crystal. For one thing, the needle didn't move up to glass. And for another, just all the light refraction going on in there. It's more than what I would think glass would produce. Okay, and now the very last one, number 21. Is this 2 rings? Oh, wait a minute. I think I am recalling something she told me. I think she said that there was a set in here. So we have a pendant and a ring. And what is this? $18K rose gold plated. Wow, let's take a peek at the stone and see what that says. Okay, that is glass, and I would expect the matching pendant would be the same. And it is. Okay. How beautiful. Let's see what the mark says. The note here says D Joy. That's one that I am not familiar with. Looks like D apostrophe Joy 925. Okay. And there you can see it better on the back of the pendant. Okay. So D apostrophe Joy 925 ring. Oh wow, look at that one. Okay, very wide range of pricing. So let's see what people are buying for it, or paying for it. Okay, so for a plain band, 20, 168 for this one that's just covered in little gemstones. Ours is a little simpler design. I think this would be closer to what ours is, assuming we don't find the identical one. No. A little bit similar right here. Whoops. A little similar right there. I'm looking for just a small center stone with a few little tiny round ones on each side. This would be similar right here, I think. 19. Let's see, somebody paid 19 for that one on July 27th, so not too long ago. Okay, that one's more, but it's actually got a gemstone in it. $54 with a halo. So I would probably go for, let's see, yeah, some of these are priced higher, but those actually are gemstones, and ours is just glass. So I'm going to, or I would list this probably for 25. So I'll do 20 for the ring, and probably, let's see, probably 20 for the pendant, really. So I would probably do, I can't do math in my head very easily, quickly, so let's do it on the side of this box. So I would do probably 25 and 20 listings. That's 45. Okay, that's simple enough math. I should have been able to do that in my head. But let's see, 45. So we will do let's do 30 for this set. That's going to be number 21 for $30. Oh, wait, I didn't get a size on this ring, did I? That is about almost an 8.5, not quite an 8.5. And then look at this pendant. Didn't give you any close-ups on it. It's got this nice, high, thick setting. A little tiny bit of wear right here. But I think with the deal on the price, that's still worth it. Actually, that might be able to be polished away. That might not be wear. Let's look really close. I'm going to rub it a little bit. Actually, it wasn't wear because it rubbed right off. So never mind that. It's still there on the back, so let's rub that part off on the back. And there, all gone. So that was just a little bit of oxidation or tarnish, but it's gone now. So there's the detail on that. And then the ring, here it is from the sides. Nice and dainty and sweet. Matching sets are in. I know for a while it was like you avoid the matchy-matchy, but I read a big article about how Givenchy and Chanel and one of the other fashion houses are making it all about the whole big, blingy, matchy-matchy stuff for jewelry for the coming season. So they're all about it. I don't know why I put that little bag in there. That's kind of messing me up. There we go. So if you want to be fashion forward, being the first one on the new fashion trend train, here's you a little matchy-matchy set. It's not super blingy. It's lightly blingy, delicately blingy. So that's number 21. And that is it for all of these. Let's just pour them all out. All of these gorgeous rings that Jeanette sent for consignment. Thank you for your patience with this. It was a long time coming. I kept promising it and not delivering. And then yesterday when I thought for sure, or earlier this week when I thought for sure it was going to happen Thursday of this week, it's not happening until Friday of this week, but I do appreciate your patience with it. And I hope you saw something here you like. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video now that it's finally out as much as I enjoyed filming it. And I really so much appreciate the time that you spend with my content. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it out with somebody who you think might also enjoy it. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Help me get up to that next 800 subscribers milestone. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.